Hey everyone, today I wanted to show you my completely redesigned Washington DC page covering the House and the Senate. This page went through a pretty big overhaul. The original version got the message across, but stylistically, it didn't really match the direction of the rest of the book has taken. As I've continued illustrating more states and cities, my art style has become softer, cleaner, and more consistent. So I wanted this page to reflect that growth. One of the first things I changed was the capital itself. When I looked back at my original drawing, I actually liked the architecture. The proportions felt right, and it was recognizable immediately. What it really needed wasn't a complete redraw, it needed depth. So I added shading throughout the building and gave the lawn much more texture. The shading helps the capital feel more three-dimensional, while the textured grass gives the foreground more life instead of looking like one large flat green shape. Sometimes a drawing doesn't need to be replaced, it just needs refinement. One decision I made from the beginning was not to use real senators or representatives. The reason was actually pretty simple. I didn't want readers to assume I was showing favoritism toward one politician or political party. My goal isn't to tell readers who they should support. My goal is to simply show how Congress works. Creating fictional members of Congress lets me explain the legislative process without the page becoming about current politics. On the Senate side is Claudia Hauss, the senator from Missouri. Before entering politics, Claudia spent many years as a teacher, and that experience shaped how she approaches government. She believes that legislation shouldn't feel confusing or hidden behind complicated language. Whenever she supports or opposes a bill, she explains it in a way that ordinary people can understand. Every 2 weeks, she mails a pamphlet to her constituents explaining what bills she's working on, how she voted, and why she made those decisions. She's one of the most transparent senators in my fictional world because she believes people deserve to know exactly what their elected officials are doing. Claudia is a member of the People's Party. While she doesn't agree on some stuff with every position taken by her party, she's an enthusiastic supporter of the president and believes in his vision for the country. Representing the House is John Minstrom, who serves Lower Manhattan in New York. John is autistic, and one of his greatest strengths is his ability to stay intensely focused on legislation. He enjoys carefully reading through the bills and often notices details or wording that other people overlook. He's the kind of representative who asks questions that prevent problems before laws are passed. I wanted his character to show that different ways of thinking can be a tremendous strength in the government. Although Claudia and John serve in different chambers of Congress, they both care about making legislation better. The House of Representatives and the Senate each have different responsibilities and represent Americans in different ways. Members of the House represent districts and serve shorter terms, while senators represent entire states and serve 6 year terms. Because of those differences, each chamber often brings a different perspective when considering new legislation. I wanted Claudia and John to reflect that idea. Claudia excels at communicating with the people she represents, making sure they understand what is happening in Washington. John contributes by carefully examining the details of legislation, looking for wording that could cause unexpected problems later. They have different strengths, but together those strengths complement one another. To me, that's one of the interesting parts of Congress. Good legislation isn't simply written overnight. It often goes through discussion, revisions, questions, and debate before becoming law. This page is meant to capture the collaborative process rather than focusing on political victories or defeats. This page isn't meant to persuade readers towards any political viewpoint or to tell them who they should support. Instead, it's meant to introduce one of America's most important institutions in a way that's approachable and easy to understand. By creating fictional representatives, I could focus on explaining the legislative process itself rather than drawing attention to real world political figures or current events. As the book has grown, I found that I enjoy creating original characters because they allow me to explore different personalities, backgrounds, and ways of serving their communities while keeping the spotlight on the places I'm illustrating. Claudia and John are examples of that approach, and I think they help tell the story of Congress in a way that fits naturally within the rest of the project. Overall, I am proud of how this redesign came together. It feels more polished, more consistent with my current style, and better communicates the ideas I wanted readers to take away from the Washington D.C. section. Thank you for so saying thank you so much for watching this artist commentary. I hope you enjoy seeing how the page evolved from its original version into the redesign, and I'll see you in the next one.